is that Oliver Reed, who played Proximo, is that right? Died 3 weeks before principal photography ended.
Wow.
And because it was a key character, there was a clause in the movie's insurance contract that would have allowed the filmmakers to reshoot all of his scenes with another actor at the
Wow.
insurer's expense, which is about $25 million.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? That insurance company, like, what?
Jeez.
You know,
And the Oscar goes to Gladiator. Douglas Wick, David Franzoni, and Bruno Callisto producers.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chicago Cinephiles podcast. I am your co-host, Daniel. Joined with me, as always, is James and Steven. How are we doing today?
good. How about you, James?
Dry in Chicago.
It's hot in Chicago.
Right. Welcome back,
Yeah.
guys. Appreciate y'all coming in. And thank you guys for joining us today. For those of you who are new here, welcome. Those of you who are not new, welcome back. This is the Chicago Cinephiles podcast where we randomize every year on a wheel the Oscar winner and we debate it. And this week we got the 2001 winner, Gladiator. So we're going to do a quick little discussion on that, kind of break down some facts about it, do some trivia, kind of what was going on in the world that may have persuaded them voting for this to win, and then just kind of talk about the movie at the end, figure out should it have won, yes or no, and then kind of go from there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into it, fellas. So as I mentioned, this episode we're going to touch base on Gladiator, which came out in 2000, May the 5th, 2000. It was based on a screenplay by David Franzoni, which was originally inspired by Daniel Mannix's novel called Those About to Die.
Wow.
Stars of the movie are Russell Crowe as Maximus, Joaquin Phoenix as Commodus, Connie Nielsen as Lucilla, Oliver Reed as Antonius Proximo, Derek Jacobi as Senator Gracious, and then Richard Harris as Marcus Aurelius. So pretty good cast, honestly. Had a budget of about 110 million, so they definitely paid for those actors. But it did
Hello.
box office about 465 million, so it definitely quadrupled their money. And just like last week, this actually was nominated for 12 Oscars as well, and it won Best Picture, Best Actor is Russell Crowe. Best visual effects, best costume design, best sound mixing, and then it was nominated for best supporting actor, Joaquin Phoenix, best original score, best director, best screenplay, best cinematography, best production design, and best film editing. So it was a lot. New York Times released the top 100 movies of the 21st century, which is crazy because we're only 25 years in,
I know.
and it was number 92. So I don't know if that means it's going to fall off probably, or if that means it's good. I doubt it'll. It may do better with age. Who knows? Probably not. It'll probably fall off, but very significant, obviously. But those are just some of the quick facts about it. Now we're going to turn it over to Steven to give us that summary, which is very difficult because this is a long movie. So, Steven,
and this is
take it away.
I'll say this is more of a summary, and I just want to explain why I'm laughing, because every time we talk about these names in this movie, I think I'm watching a funny thing happen on the way to the forum. Commodus, Maximus, it's just all these us names just crack me up. I don't know, and to preface that, the made up name of Maximus is just like it's the same to me as that stupid name in Avatar with unobtainium. It's just you couldn't think of better. Maximus. It's sort of, I'm the hero. Maximus. You know what I mean? And you have Commodus, which sounds like a commode. I mean, it kills me.
Well, I mean, it kind of fits.
And I still laugh every time we say Best Picture. I don't know. I'm a guy who loves the 20s and 30s, but we still say best. I'm making a picture. See, we're gonna make a picture. It just kills me. I don't know what that's about, but nobody else thinks it's funny. I think it's hilarious. So anyway, but so this is more of a very
come back to life and tell us the summary.
It's a picture, see, it's a picture. We're doing a picture. See, I'm like a picture. Haha. So, but this is more of a very, as opposed to a, Florid saying this is more of a here's what happened. So, spoiler alert. It's 180 AD, and Roman general Maximus Decimus Meridius has once again led the Roman army to victory. Nearing death, Emperor Marcus Aurelius chooses Maximus as his successor over his own son Commodus. Feeling that his father never loved him because he could not please his father, Commodus murders his father, and when Maximus will not swear allegiance to him as the new emperor, Commodus orders the execution of Maximus and his family. Maximus escapes and finds his wife and son brutally murdered. He is then captured by slave traders and forced to become gladiator under the training of Proximo. Maximus becomes a celebrated gladiator known only as the Spaniard, gaining immense popularity among the Roman public. Maximus soon finds himself battling in Rome's Colosseum, where his identity is eventually revealed to Commodus. Seeking revenge, Maximus joins forces with Drusilla, Commodus' sister, and Senator Gracchus in a plot to overthrow Commodus and restore the Roman Republic. The conspiracy is uncovered, and Maximus faces Commodus in a rigged gladiatorial duel in the Colosseum. Despite being wounded, Maximus defeats and kills Commodus before succumbing to his own injuries. As he dies, Maximus' spirit returns to the love of his wife and son, and Rome returns to being a republic as Maximus has won the freedom not only for himself, but for all of Rome. Ta-da!
Awesome. Thank you, Stephen. This week was very challenging.
Shout out to both of you pronouncing the Roman names very easily. I don't think I could.
Well, Marcus Aurelius, you hear that a lot in school.
Yeah, that one's easy.
But Maximus Day is I'm swear I want to watch what is it? A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum again. Have you ever seen that now? No.
Mm-mm.
It's a very funny Sondheim musical. But anyway.
Back to the Forum, does that count?
I've been to the Forum too, actually. I've been to Rome.
I've read a Forum. Does that count?
Oh my god. Most beautiful people on the planet in Rome. I'm a homosexual, but I remember watching this woman. She had a leather jumpsuit, nothing underneath it, and she comes up on a motorcycle, parks it. The hair comes out, and I was like, "What is that?" I was like, "Oh my god!" Just gets off and walks. I was like, "Woo! Oh my god!" I'm a Kinsey 6, but I'm not.
It's a head turner.
You know what I'm saying? Wow. Okay. Anyway,
awesome.
Back to you.
Well, thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that. So now we're going to just go over kind of what was going on in the year 2000 so we can sort of maybe understand, why the Oscars.
So long ago.
Sometimes you can choose, sometimes you can see, that's why we do that. Sometimes you can kind of see the influence. Mm-hmm. So unlike last week where it was nothing but war, there was a little bit more of different things this week. So in February, the video game Sims launched, which makes me feel super old.
Why'd you have to bring that up?
Gosh.
I killed this in family.
In May, the final episode of Beverly Hills 90210 airs. I mean, that to me, that is the ultimate end of the 90s. July, Venus Williams wins Wimbledon for the first time, a tennis player. In July, I didn't realize this was this long ago. In July, Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston wed.
Yeah.
Didn't know. This is another thing that makes me old because this show is true to my heart. In August, Survivor finale airs the first season.
Yeah, only season I've ever watched it.
And we get Richard and
that one.
I can't remember what the other lady's name is, but they have the rats and I actually, fun fact, sent in a video to be on the show.
Really?
Me and you guys, my friend, me and both, we sent in a little tape recorder. Obviously we didn't get it, but
can you imagine you and me? God. I don't want to walk. I don't want to run.
I couldn't do it now, but back then I was 21, so I actually wanted to be on it.
I'm like, if I can Uber everywhere, it's fine. Otherwise,
I get Uber Eats it. November we had the election, obviously, and it was too close to call.
yep.
I was very. I mean, like obviously, I was only 12 years old, so I do remember it, but I don't remember much about it. And then in November later, Hillary becomes the first lady to become the senator. And then in December, Al Gore concedes, making George W. Bush the president.
And I'll tell you, I was in Paris the day of the election, and we had we were flying back and forth to Egypt and wherever we were going. I was in a show, and we were in Paris. We had a nice long layover, so we went into Paris to see Notre Dame, and we're coming out of Notre Dame. And we still don't know who the president was. And this Frenchman walks up to me and goes, Who is your president? Who? And I said, well, we don't know, but we think it's George W. Bush. And he goes, like right in front of me like that and walks away. I was like, wow, everybody doesn't like him. I was like, oh, that's weird. And then it was months later when we finally got who the president was.
Right.
It was so weird to like walk around and everyone's going, who is it? I'm not there. Why would I know? I'm here with you, for God's sake.
Come on, we all know you speak for all of America. Back
right?
In the 2000s.
You're the perfect representation of America.
Yes, I am a homosexual who hasn't had a boyfriend in 28 years. Yes, there we go. So here we go.
And now for the fun facts.
I don't have a lot of these, so James, you're gonna have to take the wheel on this one. But what do you have?
Go first. I'll wipe it up. If
I have one. I can go first. I can go in.
Have?
I don't want to steal y'all's thunder, but so this is the only one that I remember from college. I was telling James before we started. So the whole scene where they give the thumbs up or thumbs down is actually inaccurate. Thumbs down means save him, and then but it kind of makes sense. Like no one wants to see this to be save, So that's another thing I have. And obviously this movie's nowhere is very unhistorically accurate, but anyway,
they actually knew about it and they decided because they were worried it would confuse the American audience. Yep. So they
well, that's what I'm saying.
They didn't know about it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's it makes sense.
Because Fonzie doesn't go, hey,
right? Which is, I mean, it's just kind of funny, but it kind of makes sense. You think about it, no, don't do it. Keep him alive,
Hey.
Alrighty, y'all go ahead and go now, Fonzie. Go, Fonzie.
Go, Fonzie.
Oh, I love that Ridley Scott said that it was not going to be the standard swords and sandals movie, is what he said. There wouldn't be any of the general people lounging around eating grapes and drinking from goblets, which I thought, when you think back on all the movies we've seen or we've seen in your life to sort of deal with this, and all I could think of was History of the World Part 1, which is just, it is a spoof of all those movies, but it's so true. Like every movie you've seen about this period, there's people just, yes, hello, Maximus, that kind of thing. And he tried to sort of avoid that, which it didn't really hit me until I read that. I was like, we didn't really see a lot of that. Bring your friend in, Clytus, that kind of thing. All that was gone, which I loved. Anyway, what do you have, James?
So I got a couple things. Yates, the costume designer who was in charge, they created 10,000 costumes for the cast and extra, and almost 30,000 pieces of armor were created for the movie.
30,000.
So 30,000. And then most of the Roman scenes are filmed in Malta, I'm assuming because Malta is still stuck in time. And then they built a replica of the Colosseum, which was 52 feet tall. It took 7 months to build and $1 million.
It looks better than the real Colosseum.
Right? I thought it was, but didn't they use CGI for it too, or no? I thought that's crazy.
They actually built a Coliseum.
Wow.
Because if they filmed the actual one,
that's crazy.
And the Rome was like, "Can we have it? Because we're ours."
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but it's still cool to go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and then one more thing. Oh, two more things. So the battle scene and when the soldier he was trying to take over the Germans. Mm-hmm. So that forest, they actually did burn down a real forest,
which is crazy.
Yeah, apparently in the UK and Surrey, England, the Royal Forestry Commission had slated that area for deforestation, and Ridley Scott said, I could take care of it for you free of charge, so long as I could burn it myself and film it. So like that whole scene, yeah. So they were gonna burn it down anyway. So they're like, I got a deal for you.
That's great.
And then the thing that this movie is supposedly credited with, I don't know if this is actually real or not. So people fact check me in the comments. But similar to when Braveheart said that it brought it more into popularization with Americans for Scottish, this movie sort of did the same thing for the Roman Empire. And is this the movie why men think about the Roman Empire every, what is it? Every day at least?
Yeah, what's the stat on it that everybody's going crazy for?
And it wasn't this.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm crazy, but this was the time period when everybody had that Roman cut. Every gay boy anyway, had that sort of really like bangs to here. Everything was short. 2000 was big on that. Big.
I was 12, so I don't really know much about it.
I was
in the gay bars.
yeah.
At 12. At 12, you're in the gay bars.
I was actually in the back room at 12. Okay, like I'd already been promoted. Okay,
Look, my priest wouldn't touch me, so
Yeah.
I'm here. All right.
okay, wow.
All right.
Apparently 4% of American men think about it daily. About the Roman Empire.
And apparently this is the movie that does it.
Really?
No, yeah, I mean, straight man, and I can attest to it because I've listened to about half of the Roman Empire podcast. It's about 530 episodes.
Did not realize that.
It follows like it's literally like a day to day or a week to week, like it's very in depth.
Well,
Yeah,
I actually highly recommend it because it actually started like this. Like it just literally started with him just in his garage, just talking about it, and then it got picked up eventually. And then it got obviously the production got better, which is what I'm hoping ours will be eventually. But
have you ever
episode 20?
Yeah.
Have either of y'all seen History of the World Part 1?
Yeah.
When they're all high from. When they're from the big joint, and I heard the Roman Empire, it's gonna fall. Screw it. That's what I think of every time I hear that. The other thing I have for this, it just made me laugh, is that Oliver Reed, who played Proximo, is that right? Died 3 weeks before principal photography ended.
Wow.
And because it was a key character, there was a clause in the movie's insurance contract that would have allowed the filmmakers to reshoot all of his scenes with another actor at the insurer's expense, which is about $25 million. Yeah. Can you imagine that? that insurance company, like, what? Jeez. And however, most of the actors and the crew were exhausted from the schedule, so Ridley Scott decided he would use like a step body double and CGI to sort of give the character a plausible resolution, which is great. And to me,
I got kicked back from the insurance company.
Exactly. It's exactly the plot, which I'm sure many of you know of All That Jazz, when the lead character is obviously not very healthy, and we see him sort of taking pills and booze and all this kind of stuff, and he's going to direct this new show on Broadway, and they have to have a doctor check him out for the insurance. And so you see him getting a physical, and the doctor is, like wheezing through the whole thing, and improves him. So then the first day of rehearsals, he has a heart attack. And so the producers meet with the insurance company, and they go, well, if you decide to cancel production, you're going to make $25 million on top of what you've spent. So you're going to be the first show in history to make a profit without opening.
Wow.
which this could have been this kind of $25 million. Heck, this is Warner Brothers. They said, kill the shot. We're just going to take the money and go. It's hilarious to me. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then let's move on to some of our questions about the movie. So this was a movie that me and James both had seen. Stephen had not. So we usually like to get everybody's initial thoughts on it. So Stephen, let's start with you first. Tell me your initial thoughts going into it, and then, maybe give a little teaser of your thoughts afterwards, but not, don't give us it all. We'll save it to the end, obviously.
I did not want to watch this movie at all. I was just, this is going to be one of those movies. I call it, and for non-equity theater in Chicago, I call it boy theater. I just don't like it. You can tell when The straight boys are the producers or the directors of a theater show up here. You just go, okay. We're going to see a lot of preening, and a lot of broing, and a lot of this, a lot of fighting, a lot of blood. And you're like, blah, blah. It's just so boring to me. It's just, and I was like, this is going to be another one of those movies. I was going to sit through it. And honestly, at the beginning, I thought, here we go again. Great. They're killing people, and it's very brutal, blah, blah, blah. And it turned. It really turned on me with, I hate to say it, but with, what's his name? Joaquin, whatever his name is. Yeah, who I do not like as a person or an actor. But I think the writing of that scene was the scene where he is told he's not going to become the emperor. The writing of that scene made me go, oh, we're not doing the normal, I'm not going to be, I'm going to kill you, that kind of thing. It didn't go there. It was more of a, I've never been able to please you. I've never been what you wanted. You don't love me. And he really played that to the hilt. It could have been a very easy way to trap this into a snarling, evil, villain. And he didn't fall for that at all. He gave us a lot more than that. So I really enjoyed. That's when the film turned. And that's when I start, okay, I can watch this. Now I can get into this. But at the beginning, it was like, they're burning a forest. Okay, here we go.
Well, and that's why I'm glad we do this.
I know.
Honestly, I'm glad that's why we do this, because there's been I know I've had movies like that on this show where I've been like, ugh, and then I get into it. It's like, okay, it wasn't that bad. James, do you have anything that I
mean, I saw this movie, I don't know how many years ago, loved it. I still love it today.
I hadn't seen it probably. I probably haven't seen it since like 2000, honestly. So it was nice to see it again.
You were 12. You watched this movie at 12, really?
Yeah, I was telling James I have very fond memories of this, because this was the first movie that I ever. I was 13 when it came out on DVD, but this was the first movie that I ever rented at a movie store. This U571 and Perfect Storm. They had like a 3 for $10 special, and so I just picked them out. Yeah,
and that's exactly why I'm an old movie buff. Is because the first VHS movie stores that we would go to when I was a kid, you could get one movie for $5 for 2 days, or you could get 3 black and white movies for 2 days. And I would always gravitate towards those. And so I would be picking my 3 movies, and I would just go crazy for those 2 days watching those movies. And my family was like, what is he watching? That's really what sort of started it for me.
Love it. That's awesome. So then let's kind of start with the first, kind of to piggyback off of what Steven said at the beginning. Is Commodus one of the most hated characters that we've had so far?
Yeah. I mean, we have Nurse Ratched, which you all think is the most evil personification in the world, but she is.
No, Michael Higgins.
Michael Higgins, what?
Henry Higgins?
From My Fair Lady.
Oh,
Henry Higgins. Oh, Henry Higgins.
Michael. Just you wait, Michael Higgins. Just you wait. I mean, yeah, I would say that. I think it's also because he doesn't play this again in that way. He doesn't play the whole, I hate you, father, my father, and it's all that stuff. Why we always go British when we have an evil person in an American movie, I don't know. Why we still have that to get over, I think, for ourselves as well. We always have an evil person who's British. Always. It never fails. Even if they're in Rome, they still we have Derek Jacobi, British,
Hey, sometimes they're Scottish.
True. True, very true. But I thought that the way the scenes were written about that character, it could have just been the same old. But it wasn't, and it was played very well. So I thought he did a great job, and he, quite frankly, I think he kind of deserved to win the Academy Award for this.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at who his competitors were yet.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't. I will say that, what's the guy's name from Ben-Hur?
Ben-Hur? You mean
the bad guy from that, like the friend that turned in? I think he was worse, just because he knew the guy's family. To be fair, I guess so did what's called. He killed his family too, but he didn't kill his family. But I almost wonder, is a leper worse than to me, being a leper is probably worse than being dead back. You were treated so poorly. If you're dead, you can't be treated poorly. I don't know. It's funny how they're both Roman, but yeah, I would say for me, I would say the guy from Ben-Hur. I can't think of his name, but he would be the guy that I would say is probably
Mhm.
slightly more hated than this character because I already don't like Joaquin, like his face. I want to punch his face. So like the character who plays the guy in Ben-Hur, like I didn't have any like I didn't know anything going into it. Like he doesn't have a very
Mhm.
punchable face in my opinion. So it's like I kind of didn't expect it, but then with Joaquin, I've never seen him play a good character really. Like he's always
Well,
been a bad guy, which is
because he is
fine.
a bad person.
I mean, which
That's
is fine. Like that's great that he does
Okay.
that, but it's like, but yeah. Anyway, James, what about you? What do you think?
I mean, I joke about Henry Higgins, but I would say he is probably the most evil, most hated in
Mhm.
real life that we've had, and in a
Yeah.
movie. I would agree with that.
I just something
Doesn't-
about and just when he's with his sister, well, that whole thing
Yeah.
alone makes you want to go whoa. But when he's laying on top of his sister, open your mouth, and he puts his finger. You're like, this.
I was
is
waiting for that.
sick.
I was like,
Like, what?
this is very common for it to be ancestral. I was surprised it took that long, honestly.
Ooh,
Open your
yeah.
mouth. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Nothing ever has ended well for most people after open your mouth. You know what I'm saying? After you hear that, not gonna end well.
And then so I think I do want to give a shout out. This is kind of, in my opinion, this is one of the very first movies that I can remember. Granted, I'm sure before this, but where CGI played a huge part in this movie. They said that it was, they said a lot. They use it. Do you guys think that takes away from, like, because it didn't look like it was dated. It didn't look like it was dated, but there is some scenes where you can tell it's CGI. But to me, it didn't really bother me. Did it bother you guys?
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm the worst person to. I guess it's my age. I don't know. I don't notice it as much as other people do. Like I wasn't even bothered by Superman's, non-mustache in the Justice League movie, even though it's so blatant. It doesn't come up to me and hit me in the face as much as it does a lot. Younger people see it right away. I don't. So it didn't bother me. Which parts
So-
were you think where the CGI sort of hit you all? Which parts?
Well, I mean, not to counter what James said earlier, but there was a few scenes where the Roman they did use CGI for the Colosseum for certain like aerial views and stuff, and so
You mean
like
for
that
the people in the seats that were small, like these little
that no, but just like that, but also like the actual like Colosseum, like it basically looked like what the background behind us does if you really look at it. But it doesn't bother me. Like
Right.
CGI never bothers me. I don't care about that. Like
I mean,
it's
no.
I have the take of there's good CGI, there's okay CGI, and then there's terrible CGI.
yeah.
Like, so like, and the more recent example is I'm gonna do Flash, the most recent Flash
gosh.
movie, where that CGI was just so awful. Like
gross.
when they did like all the different Supermans.
Oh
and
yeah,
they did,
that was bad.
See, you can see bad CGI.
See?
You know when you see it.
Because it's like Christopher Reeve
Nicolas
and you
Cage
have.
Superman. Like,
Oh
come
my
on.
god! Don't give me that ever. I don't ever want to see that person. With
You got it, so Steven. See, you can do it. You can spot it.
yeah, you can
see
do
them,
it.
like,
You can spot
you
it.
see Kim and you see Superman and Kara are like flying towards it, and you're like,
Like,
how bad is that? How horrible is that? I mean, I love the idea, but if you can't execute it better than that, leave
It
it.
ruins
out. And
it,
you
yeah.
heard like Catwoman in the background. Hello, Batman. You're like, why are they doing this?
like CGI, like at the time, it's like it's like the special effects. Like you had Superman, you had the special effects then. You're looking at back now,
Yeah.
and you're like, so I kind of look at the movie at the time. Like
Yeah.
special effects were great for 2000 for CGI, but that's
I would
because
say, and I would say even,
Adobe was invented for 5 years only. So
but I think that if you watch, and we did this just a few weeks ago, watch Superman the movie now, you're going, okay, this can work. This works. There are times when he's running past the train, and his feet are touching the ground, but you're like, okay.
I don't think that's CGI though. Is it? Isn't that
No,
just a? Isn't that
I'm
just
saying,
a?
I'm just talking about the what they're trying to do with the special
Yeah.
effect, whether it's CGI or not, whether it accomplishes that goal. So you're right.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if you want to see bad CGI, look at the first Harry Potter film. Whenever Neville falls off his broom, it's atrocious, and that was a year after this came out. So that shows you like they were pretty good for the thing.
And in 10 years, we won't even need actors. We'll just have all CGI all day, all night. You know what I'm saying? It'll all be written up. So
Podcaster critiquing YouTube videos never get replaced by AI, right?
Right? Never. Okay, so obviously, like the hatred for Commodus is pretty apparent. I mean, even like his own dad didn't. Let's give a shout out to Richard Harris. Like, I tend to forget.
Amazing.
I only know him really as Dumbledore. Obviously, I know the other stuff, but that was where I was introduced to him was Dumbledore and Harry Potter. It's just cool to see him in like other things, even though it was only for a short period. Still
And I
got
will
to
tell you,
still got to give him credit.
if you want some good Richard Harris, just go onto YouTube and write Richard Harris talk show, and he tells the best stories because he is of the old school theater world where you're doing a show and you're just going to throw a couple back and get drunk as a skunk. I mean, he tells some incredible stories. He's so very funny. So if you want some good Richard Harris, he's the guy. He's really the guy.
What makes you think? So why do you guys kind of go Richard Harris? Like, why do you think that the people, and I obviously, Marcus Aurelius, why do you think they loved Maximus so much?
I think just being inspirational. We all love somebody who can do, to me, it's like you go into a pool hall and you watch somebody playing pool and you can't play it, but it's something that just drips off of them. It's ease. They're great at it and they're in their element and they're so attractive. And, if you're a woman, you want to be with them. If you're a guy, you want to be him,
Yep.
like you just see this person and especially if they're not sort of like bathing in their own glory.
He doesn't want it, kind of. He wants to go home to his wife and kids.
Yeah, he's just I can do this. I want to be home with my wife. I want to go be a farmer. You want to what? You can kill people easily, So I think there's that to it.
The kids call that aura nowadays.
Oh God. Yeah, well, that's cringe.
There you go. Skibbity.
Skibbity boop.
I guess
James, what do you think?
I want to describe this badly. He is a guy that's good at his job, but is just punching in and out until he can go home. And then he gets screwed at the end when he's near retirement. Yep. So now he has to do one last gig.
Are you kidding me?
And he dies just before retirement.
I'm getting too old for this.
I think that's probably why we identify it. He just came in like so much of us clock in, clock out, want to go home.
Yeah,
and just live.
Think about that.
He's humble. I think he's very humble.
Yeah, humble.
And then also like he showed what's the word? Not remorse, but whenever he went and killed that guy whenever he was down. Like it shows good qualities, things. And I tell you, whenever I want to come to the screen, whenever Commodus stabs him. Oh my gosh! I mean, and it just makes me just like, and there's nothing you can do about it. It makes me so angry. Oh gosh!
I was telling Daniel that, like watching it, I didn't know the plot, so I'm watching this going, and he stabs him. I'm like, is this movie going to end with him dying by Commodus? I was like, if this movie is one of those movies, I'm going to be so mad. You know what I mean? Like I was like, no. Because it just, or the hero doesn't win. I was like, if he does not win in this movie, it really, because it put everything into doubt. Like what's going on?
Do you,
and then of course Commodus pulls that knife out of wherever. I don't know where he had it, but probably in his crotch or something. And then put, in these on him.
And none of the guards would do. Yeah. And then Stephen, sort of what you mentioned last week. Do you think that it's similar to where the soldier mentioned about with him and Laszlo? We talked about last week how it's a movement. I feel like Maximus was very popular, and the reason why people is because it became like he was okay with dying because his legacy lived on by getting the Republic back, or what I mean? Like
Germans can kill that fast.
Exactly. So I feel like that was kind of a cool, obviously it's 1,000 or however many thousands of years different, but kind of a neat, just that. I think that's what encourages people.
About heroes is you kill this guy, he's going to be a martyr.
Yep.
He'll be more powerful than you'll ever.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Strike me
down, Doss. I'll become more powerful than you could ever imagine. That's why that movie works. is because it's filled with cliches that we all fall into.
And we love.
And we love. I mean, strike me down, Darth. Of course, then you get whatever that Jar Jar Binks is killed, and if Jar Jar Binks is found in the comes back, me so happy, I would kill myself.
I do want to give a shout out to because the quote where he says, "Are you not entertained?" Like, to me, that's like a classic. Like, I've seen that so many times. Like, I just want to give a shout out to that. Like, I know we're not doing a very good job of like going down this movie, but like we talked about, this movie is just, there's not a lot of deep meaning in this movie, so we're trying. It's just like it's kind of a pretty straightforward movie in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's a movie about. It's a movie about like that straight men like where you watch about the Roman Empire. And you just have a good old time.
Yeah, and those are total. And usually those never win. So the fact that it's one fact that we have to make Oscar scholars have to watch this and hate themselves like Steven thought he was going to do just makes me feel so good knowing that we have to watch West Side Story. You have to watch Gladiator. So it's just makes me feel so good.
Now I want you to imagine that all of the gladiators go out in the world and they start doing.
They did a number. Could you imagine? That's so funny.
I want to see that. Boy, crazy boy.
I really I just want to give a shout out again, just the acting in general. I really we and I'm not the kind of person who likes to recast people, but I really think they did a great job. I'm sure there are other actors who could have done this, obviously, but it really was just, it didn't, I know we joked about the British guy being the bat, but it didn't feel out of place. Everybody felt and I ended up really enjoying the senator and even the sister. I thought she was going to be similar. I thought she was going to be bitter because the quote that Richard Harris says, where he says I hate that you're not a boy, basically, because you would have made a great emperor, essentially. She, I don't know. I obviously liked her a lot. And then what's the other guy's name? The guy who helped lead the gladiators. Which one is he? Is he I'm talking about the black guy? I'll say it. Whatever the black guy's name was. I really liked his character too. I really enjoyed the side characters, and I love how. I really love too how Maximus rallied the troops, for lack of a better word, and said we have to work together, guys, to beat. And this is the metaphor. We have to work together to beat
those people are going to come and kill us all.
I mean, look no further than Abraham Lincoln. House divided will fall. It's the same thing.
I want to say this that struck me down is the first time you see Commodus, whatever, you see him, and these soldiers are pulling him in this little thing. He's in luxury.
Yeah.
And he comes out.
And he's in the battlefield, and he's
and he throws up. Did I miss it? Is it over? Oh, it's over. Oh, gee darn, I missed the battle. Get over yourself. I mean, you know what I mean? It made you go.
Meanwhile,
really?
the headless messenger, his body's laying right beside him.
I mean, there's a guy over here without a head. Well, the ironing. I had to finish the ironing. So whatever. You're really, buddy? We're all dead over here. It's just it was a nice way to introduce this sort of seedy kind of.
Yeah, it really was.
But yeah, I mean, pennies I had to get to. I'm sorry.
Right? I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't have a lot about this. To me, one of the movies where I just turn my brain off and watch it. Do you guys have any final things you want to talk about? Okay, let's ask this. Were you guys satisfied with the ending?
Very much.
Yes, very much. I thought the ending was good.
Same. I think that him going back and reuniting with his family was a great touch. Mm-hmm. Really like that touch, because isn't that how the movie started too? Because I get this movie and 300 mixed up because they kind of end the same way, where they go back to but how that starts with he's in the field and you don't understand that's like a flash forward or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I would like to have known more about Maximus's relationship with Lucilla.
Yeah,
I would have liked to have known a lot more about it. What happened. Why'd they break up? What, that was sort of because I don't need it. I just sort of
probably Commodus came along and wanted her.
Listen, it's my sister.
Why go across the street when you can go across the hall? You know what I mean?
She's not good enough for us. She's not good enough for you.
This is our family tree.
You're bad. Oh,
hey, I'm from the South. I have a ton of these kind of jokes I could say. You know, hey,
joke,
if you marry your sister, you ain't got to meet the in-laws. I mean, you already know them, so it's like. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen,
Look at James.
I love James is so shocked by that.
Bang, bang.
Do we think this should have won? Steven, I'll go with you because you were the hater of the group. It was so Gladiator got an 8.5 on IMDb. Chocolat got a 7.2. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon got a 7.9. Aaron Brockovich got a 7.5, and then Traffic got a 7.5.
Traffic should never be anywhere. Traffic is a horrible film.
Period. In real life too.
Right. I think I would have gone with Aaron Brockovich. It's
a good one too.
I love that movie. I love her in that movie.
It's really good. I can't deny it.
I mean, I love Albert Finney in that movie. It's just such a.
It is a really good movie.
And then again, there's Pollock, which wasn't even nominated. Pollock's a really strong film as well. So I don't know. I can see it. I would probably go with Aaron Brockovich, but this is a close second. I would say that's me.
James.
Okay.
What do you think?
I would. Okay, so I love Gladiator. I also love Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. That was such a good movie. So those two films duking it out. I think I would still go with Gladiator. Although, shout out to Wilson, Castaway.
Wilson.
But no, I think I'd still go with Gladiator. But I would put Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon as.
I think for cultural impact, we have to go with Gladiator. It really pushed, like, it was a really big, I mean, that's a really big epic, which we hadn't seen, like, it kind of reminds you of the Ben-Hur days, you haven't, but I agree, Crouching Tiger is really good, but I would go with Gladiator as well.
Thank God there wasn't another one of those sea battles in this one, like Ben-Hur, that went on, and people like this,
New movie! The new Gladiator, they do a sea battle in the Colosseum. It is
that's kind of cool.
Epic. It is so epic. Go watch Gladiator 2. It does not disappoint.
No,
it's got really bad reviews, though.
Won't be happening.
Don't say that. It was good. Do not criticize Gladiator 2. It is a perfect movie.
To me, these kind of movies are a nice palate cleanser because we get to kind of just like I said, I like just put it on and not have to like read into stuff too much. But now let's go to the Wheel of Destiny and see if that's going to change. Because I
can't wait for Gladiator 3D.
Yeah, Gladiator straight to film. Because we've been I'm not going to say that.
Gladiator 2, Electric That's my favorite.
Okay, so then let me share my screen. I just removed the Gladiator from
I got that damn song in my head now.
Gladiator. Let me know if you fellas can see my screen.
It's just coming up now. Let's see.
It's been good to us. Well, I wouldn't say that. Mrs. Miniver wasn't that good to us. I guess
Greer Garson's a friend of mine.
Guess because y'all went to high school together. I guess Last Emperor was pretty good. Like, we have had some good ones. Ordinary People. Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Ordinary People.
Here we go.
Maybe it'll be Rebecca. That'd be a good one.
That would be a good one. No joke.
Mrs. Danvers.
And we have the 1932 Grand Hotel.
Oh, wow.
I actually have heard that this was not that bad.
Flemshin, ooh la la.
So let me pull it up real quick. I think this is actually one of the very few from that time period that people say have aged pretty well.
And there's a great.
I could be wrong, but that's what no one cares about the musical, Steven.
Hotel.
I haven't seen it. Although I feel like we're knocking out the 30s pretty aggressively.
It's got, it has Greta Garbo and Lionel Barrymore. So it says a group of very different individuals staying at a luxurious hotel in Berlin deal with each other's respective dramas.
Oh wow! I'm telling you,
right.
And it's also got Joan Crawford is in this. Don't forget, it's Joan Crawford.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Yeah, it is. You're right. Good call.
Scary,
John Barrymore, Lionel Barrymore. Yeah, it's got a good, pretty good cast there.
And there's a really, no one's going to believe this, but there's a really great Tommy Tune musical came out in the 90s called Grand Hotel that just kicks it. I mean, it's just wonderful. This is such an epic film and an epic story to make into a musical. It's an epic anything. It's a lot to take in from one movie, but it's great.
Well, good thing we're watching the movie, Steven, not the.
You're gonna love it. Not the musical.
Not the straight to VHS musical. That's fine. All right, y'all. With that being said, I think this ends the episode. Do you guys have any last final thoughts before we sign out for tonight?
Do we not? What is that line? Do we not amuse you? Or are you not?
Are you not entertained?
I hope you were entertained today.
Yeah, I hope you guys were entertained. Are you not entertained? Let's see.
If not, we'll kill the lion. Now leave me alone.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. If you made it this far, please do consider subscribing, liking, give us a comment. We really do appreciate it. And until next time, this is the Chicago Cinephiles podcast. Signing out.
Bye.